Hello guys, welcome to another class. Today we're going to be talking about risk management. This is by far the most important class you want to attend. Let's get right into it. What's risk management? Risk management in trading refers to the strategies and techniques traders use to minimize their potential losses and protect their investment, because capital is king in this business. Capital is king, so you want to make sure you know how not to lose your money. That's the first thing you want to make sure you do, and this involves assessing, identifying and prioritizing three basic risk factors, which is then incorporated into your daily trading routine. In the context of trading, effective risk management typically includes your risk per trade, your stop loss and take profit. Also your risk to reward ratio. Now, risk per trade is the percentage of your account you are willing to risk. So we'll dive deeper into all of these terms I mentioned just now. By implementing these techniques, traders can protect their capital, very important, and increase the likelihood of a long-term success in the financial market. It cannot be overemphasized, guys. Your capital is king. Now, what is risk per trade? Risk per trade is the amount of money a trader is willing to risk on a single trade. It is expressed as a percentage of their account. It's a key concept in trading to manage their potential losses. 2. Setting stop loss and take profit. Stop loss is a preset price to reduce losses by selling an asset, while take profit is a predetermined price to secure profits by selling the assets when it reaches that level. 3. Using risk to reward ratios. This is another core part of risk management, risk to reward, which is RRR, but most persons just do RR, risk to reward. There's no need to put the extra R for the ratio. Risk to reward ratio is a ratio used in trading to compare the potential reward of a trade to a potential risk. For example, if you enter a trade with a potential profit of $80 and the potential risk of $40, then that trade is said to be a 1:2 RRR, risk to reward ratio. Let's go deeper here. So, how do you know your risk per trade? Your risk per trade is simply dependent on you. It's advised that you risk anywhere from between 0.5 to 3% of your account per trade. So now that you have that range, you can now decide to pick which one you want to use. You can decide to risk 1%, you can decide to risk 1.5, 0.5, whatever preference of risks, whatever appetite for risks you have is what you can decide to use here. But your risk per trade is determined by you, what you are willing to risk on each trade. So let's say you're willing to risk 1% on each trade, then your lot size will be determined by your SL and your account size. For example, a 1% risk on a $10,000 account size with 20 pip SL will yield a 0.5 lot size. So for you to be able to risk 1% successfully, meaning if trade should hit your SL, you will lose 1%, you have to use a 0.5 lot to get this desired effect. 2. Where is my stop loss and take profit? Your stop loss and take profit varies based on market conditions and trading style. Your take profit can be 1,000 pips if you're a position trader, and then if you're a scalper, your take profit can just be like 10 pips, 15 pips. So this is why stop loss and take profit varies. As you adjust your SL and TP relative to each other, this will affect your risk per trade and also your risk to reward. So it's advised that you have a fixed stop loss. For example, 200 pips. You are not going to be taking any trade with a stop loss more than 20 pips. And then your TP can vary based on market conditions, but it should not be less than 1 to 3 risks to reward. That is where the reward is 3 times greater than the risk. 3. What is my risk to reward? Your risk to reward should be the same or greater for every transaction you enact. Keeping this consistent with your risk per trade allows you to have an exact measure of what your accuracy rate must be for overall profitability during a series of trades. Now, if you look to your right, there's an example here of risk to reward. In this example, the SL is 20 pips. It's a $1,000 account, risking 1% from there with a 1 to 5 risk to reward. Your lot size will be 0.05, meaning if this trade should hit SL, you are going to lose $10. But then if it should hit your take profit, you would make $50. 1 to 5 risk to reward. It's 5 times, the reward is 5 times greater than the risk. In this scenario, you're risking $10 to make 50. Lovely. The benefits of using risk to reward ratio. Risk to reward ratio is used in trading to compare potential reward of trading to potential risks associated with it, just like what I just said. It is calculated by dividing the amount you stand to gain on a trade by the amount you stand to lose. For example, if you enter a trade with a potential profit of $80 and your potential loss is 40, your risk to reward is 1 to 2. If you enter a trade with a potential profit of 20 pips or $20 and your risk is $20, your risk to reward is 1 to 1. That is not a good risk to reward. If you enter a trade with profit target of $60 and your risk is $20, then that is a good risk to reward because that's a 1 to 3. That's very, very sharp risk to reward. Now, the reason why risk to reward is so important is that it would help you protect your account even when your accuracy rate is not up to 50%. I'm going to be taking a 10 trade study of a 30% win rate and the different type of risk to reward I just explained, which is the 1:1, 1:2, and 1:3. Now you will observe that in the first case study of 10 trades with a 30% win rate using the 1:1 risk to reward, you would lose 7 trades. Assuming you lose 7 trades, you will have lost 7% of your account, and you win 3 trades, you won back 3%. At the end of the day, you're in a negative of 4%. That's not a good risk to reward. Using a 1:2 risk to reward, taking 10 trades too, by the time you lose 7 trades, you have lost 7% of your account. When you win 3 trades, you win back 6%. You are still in a negative of 1%. It's not still a good risk to reward because whatever is what you risking your money for should be what's the risk, which is 1 to 3. So for me personally, I don't do anything less than 1 to 3 because if I'm deciding to risk my money, it should be worth it. In this scenario, losing 7 trades back to back or at different occasions, you would have lost 7% of your account. But when you win 3 trades, you would have made a whopping 9%. So 9% minus the 7% loss on your account, you're still in profit 2%. This way, you can have a long-term picture. You're protecting your capital and still growing, which is very important because a trader is nothing without their capital. This brings us to the end of this class. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this post. Thank you.